Hello everybody, I had a hangout today with the Boogie Man Channel. It's just Boogie Man Channel. We say the, but it's Boogie Man Channel. Andrew and Becky. Basically, Andrew is going to explain masses of stuff, and to some people it's going to seem a bit different, and to others they're going to love it because they're going to see what he's saying. Anyway, let's enjoy the hangout. Of course I'm there, and sometimes you'll realise, because you can hear him going, "Oh, Karen," or "That's right," but you're only going to hear Andrew and Becky on this video. Anyway, enjoy.
What's up, my good people of YouTube? This is your boy Boogie, your baby Beck, and your little man Rex is around here somewhere. We are the Boogie Man Channel here on YouTube and beyond. You can find our podcasts on iTunes, Google Podcasts, as well as Spotify, along with 46 other podcast networks. Guys, we're a research channel. We discover and relearn and teach the universe, the real universe that's around us, the holographic universe, the one that you've been taught, but we smash holes in all those theories. That's what we do. That's who we are. And we are about to smash a bunch of holes in what you think you knew or thought you knew about the moon. Get ready for it. Was that good? All right. Okay. Should we try another one? Oh, we're going. Okay. Well, today what we're going to do is I've released a few videos, a few mind blowers. Okay. I'm quite proud of these guys. I can't lie. You know how you do something and you're like, or you buy a new outfit and you're like, damn, I look good. Well, these videos are good, right? So I'm going to make you sit through two videos, all right? But these two videos are going to set up exactly what we're going to talk about today. So they are speaking points. There is a reason. There's a method to my madness. So stand by, sit back, watch these videos with us, and then we'll discuss. We're not even going to discuss. We're going to take screenshots, bring them into Photoshop, bring out the brightness and the contrast, the color, the detail, and I am going to show you things that are going to make brain matter spill from the wall. Sorry that I pointed at her when I said that.
My brain matter?
That's the wife. Look, I love you guys. You're only going to get the truth here at the Boogie Man Channel, all right? You're only going to get the truth at the Sun and Moon Family United. That's why I'm here. That's why they keep asking me to come back. So let's do this. All right, we're going to share the screen, and we are going to watch two videos uninterrupted, all right? And then we're going to come back after we watch these videos, and then we're going to discuss them. Are you ready? All right, let's do this.
Hello YouTube, this is Dazza the cameraman. Today is Tuesday the 13th of October 2015, and this is another video looking at claims by flat earth believers. Now we're looking straight up at the ceiling here at one of my light bulbs on the ceiling and the shade, and we're using this to demonstrate what would happen if the moon was a flat disk, as claimed by some flat earth believers. Some flat earth believers say that the moon is in fact not a sphere but is a flat disk. Well, there is a very fundamental problem with that claim, which we're going to look at in this video. That is that if the moon was just a flat disk, then it would only appear to be circular as we see the moon when it is directly above us. But when the moon is at an angle to us in the sky, such as say at a 45-degree angle, then it will become elliptical and not circular. And I can demonstrate this by tilting the camera to look at another light that is on the ceiling, and we're going to compare the shape. There we go. So what shape is that now compared to the first one, which was perfectly circular? We see that it is now elliptical. It's like a squashed circle, and that is because of the angle that we are viewing it on. Not only that, as the moon is further away, it's also smaller. We all know that as objects are closer to us, they appear bigger, and when they're further away from us, they appear smaller. And the same will apply to the size of the disk of the moon and also the disk of the sun. Now, of course, it's easier to compare the size of the moon than the sun, because when we look at the sun, we've got a lot of glare that we're looking at. If you use a suitable filter or a proper solar filter, you can use a welding lens, number 12 or darker if you can get one. You can use that to look at the sun, and that will eliminate all the glare of the sun, and you will see the sun's disk. Now, when I say a disk, I'm talking about what appears to be a disk from our view. Of course, the sun is a sphere. We can tell that the sun is a sphere because when there's a lot of sunspot activity, you can actually track the sunspots across the surface of the sun, out around the other side. We've also got satellites out in space looking at the sun from different angles, which I know that some flat earthers will deny because they say that there are no satellites in space. Never mind the fact that I've even filmed the International Space Station tracking across in front of the sun as it passed overhead. So there we are. I don't want to make this video too long, but a very simple comparison. Two light shades on the ceiling. One looks elliptical at an angle of about 45 degrees, and back to the one which is straight up, and there it is. It is circular. So flat earth debunking 101, very simple. If the moon is a flat disk, it's going to look elliptical when it is not straight up straight up overhead. As always, do check out my Facebook discussion page, Voices of Reason to Explain X or Vortex. You'll find a link in the description area. Thank you for watching.
All right, guys, here we go. So what we have here is a standard picture of the moon. Now, I took this picture using a 300 millimeter lens on a Sony Alpha A7 II. It's the full frame mirrorless camera. And as you can see, it doesn't have much detail. I didn't have much contrast, and I didn't have my brightness set very low. So it's very standard. It's kind of whitewashed. It's whatever. Anyone can take this picture. You don't need a special camera. You just need to be able to get close enough so that you can get some detail on it. But check this out, right? So all you have to do is mess around with the brightness and contrast here, right? All right, so make it a little dark. Now you can almost already see what I'm about to show you. Hit the hue and saturation. Booyah, now it's starting to show up. Now wait for it, wait for it. Now invert it. There it is. What is it? You're about to see in a second. It is a rim the entire way around. Look at this. Look at this rim. There is a rim the entire way around the moon. Look at it. The whole way around. Look at it. What is that? About a quarter to a half an inch thick rim the entire way around. The whole way. Look at this. Look at this. Of course, in some parts of the moon, you can see it a lot better than in other parts. Look at this. The entire way around. Now, in this area right here, now remember, this is inverted, so this is the dark area of the moon, okay? If I would have messed with the brightness and contrast a little bit more in the opposite manner, then you would see it, but know that it's there. Trust me on that. But as we keep going the whole way around, there it is. It's still going. Look, the whole way around. Some areas it's a little bit thicker. Some areas it's less thick. Okay? But let me just go ahead and outline that for you. Booyah! Now, what I did was I outlined it in a light orange, okay? Just to show you, point out the detail just a little bit, but obviously you can see in a lot of areas I ran beside where the rim is. But you get the picture. Look at that. Look at this right here. This area right here, you can see how I ran right beside the rim, but you can still see the rim. I wasn't putting a lot of time and effort into my lines here. I mean, the entire way around. So as we look at this, we have to ask ourselves, is it possible that there is a mountain range that just happens to go the entire way around the moon, its entire radius? Or could this thing be a convex object? Could it be a parabolic dish in the sky, like I've been saying from day one? To me, this looks like the perfect kind of object in order to holographically project something onto an image, like saying, I don't know, a moon maybe. Well, yeah, there you have it, guys. We've got ourselves a moon that has a rim the entire way around it. Now, there isn't a chance in hell that there just happens to be a mountain range that goes the entire radius around the moon with the same thickness out to the edge. I mean, come on. Now, you can lie to yourself all you want to. You can say Boogie Man's crazy. He's crazy. He's crazy. He's always been crazy. All he ever talks about is crazy stuff. He's in that case. Or you can stop lying to yourself. Or even better yet, you could go out. You could take a picture of the moon. You can do exactly the steps that I've shown you to do. And you can try it yourself. And anyone on this channel knows that I promote, do not believe a word I say, and do your own research, guys. It ain't that difficult. Every phone has got a camera on it these days. You can zoom in, you can take the picture just like I took it. You can invert it, you can play with the brightness and contrast, you can mess with the hue and saturation, you can do everything I said I did, and you can get a picture just like this so that you can do your own research. How about that? Give that a try. Now let's move on to the video. Now I let Des the cameraman speak, and I let him present his findings. Although his findings did nothing but corroborate everything that we've ever seen or studied about the moon. The edges, the weird anomalies with lighting and the shadowing. And here's a picture right here that shows the actual laser projector that is beaming the holographic image onto the moon itself, which is nothing more than a parabolic dish. And on top of that, look at this. It's digital anomaly made from the laser projector and causes digital feedback while it's doing so. Check out that flat side. Now, this is a video clip from my buddy Flat Earth Dude, okay? Now, this is going to sound like a Flat Earth video, but it's not. This is a research channel, all right? I don't care if the Earth is flat or if it's round. Actually, I do care. I'd love to know what we're standing on, but there's things that pass by the moon that cause no shadow on it, all right? Now, something like this, I have no idea what it is, but it looks a lot like the next clip that I'm going to show you. Now, there is either a mylar balloon that is so badass that you can see it from the moon, or these are two objects tethered together and acting like stars, which I have prophesized in the past, I have theorized in the past, and you can even see the tether line going in between the two. Guys, these are fake stars. These are stars that are tethered together and made to look like stars. Unfortunately, they went rogue and, well, you see it there. This is footage from the ISS. From here, you can see the moon actually turn into a flat disk. Yes, the moon is flat. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Guys, sorry, Dex, but you are incorrect, my friend. Okay, you're not doing research. You're doing biased research. That's what you're doing. You're trying to prove a point, and you're doing it biasedly. You can't do that when it comes to the scientific method. Now, watch this moon as it turns from full to flat. It isn't that difficult, guys. We're not looking at brain science. We're not looking at rocket science here. We're looking at a parabolic dish in the sky that emits a holographic projection that we know and we call the moon itself. Like I said, everyone is welcome here on this channel, even bad science and bad scientists. People who are biased against flat Earth or round Earth. Look, if you can take those things out of the equation, if you can forget those things when you're doing the scientific method, you're going to learn a lot more than you would if you already had a preconceived notion of what you want your findings to be. Yes, I'm here. You can still see it, right? I just want to finish out this video. We're going to play another one, and then I'm going to present you with some hardcore findings. Just wait. I've got a doozy for your koozie. I promise, baby. Isn't it beautiful? I mean, $58 million a day, and this is the best footage these assholes can give us? Come on. Get out of here. These guys are shooting on 720 at best. Come on. This is a GoPro if I've ever seen one, adding curvature to the Earth, because that Earth is definitely affected by the lens, the fisheye lens, I should say, and not the true aspect ratio. There's no way. No way in hell. Because even when the solar panels come down, they're curved too. There they go. Curved as hell. Don't worry, this video is almost over, guys. Just stick with me. What we're going to look at next is a parabolic dish. A parabolic dish that is capable of being holographically projected onto and showing the viewer here on Earth anything they want you to see, whether it be the moon, the stars, the planets, you name it. I caught it with its pants down, fair and square. So notice how this parabolic dish looks just like, and I mean identical, to the same exact footage that was shown by Amazing Science just the clip before. This is your moon, everybody. This is your sun. This is your stars. This is anything they want you to see in lower Earth orbit, because there is no more space. There is only a big cinema screen in the sky. Nothing more, nothing less. Take a look at it a little closer. And here it is closer, clear, and more precise. These things can fake stars, moons, planets, suns, nebula, you name it. What we're looking at and what we're dealing with is not an argument of flat Earth or round Earth. We're dealing with an argument of holographic universe. Someone, something, maybe our creator, is holographically simulating the world around us in order to, I don't know, control us, fool us, and keep us in the dumb. All right. Now pay attention to these clips and pay attention to the parabolic dish clips I just showed you, and you'll see the similarities. They're identical. Tell me that's not. I want you to compare the clips that you're seeing now with the parabolic dish clips I just showed you. You are going to notice they are identical. These parabolic dishes are in the sky for one reason and one reason only, and that's to fool your eyes. Whether they were put there by our creator or... Sorry, there is some squigglies on my lens. Oof. Maybe I'll play this on mute and we'll just talk about it. So what we're looking at now is a full moon, all right? In this full moon, I've added a lot of contrast. I've messed with the brightness. I've messed with, actually, that's all I did was add brightness and contrast, all right? So as we cruise through it, we're going to see a lot of anomalies, things like buildings, things like crafts, things like possibly entities. Now, I don't know if any of these things are real. Now, I know your first question is going to be, well, if the moon is a parabolic dish, how and why could it possibly have factories on it, entities, crafts, and whatever? Well, remember, parabolic dishes are used in order to holographically project things, pictures, images, and video onto them so that the viewer here on Earth can see exactly what the ground station feeding these images to them want you to see. So there is a great possibility that the moon is a huge parabolic dish in the sky that is being fed from ground stations images and video of great detail in order to fool the viewers, aka us here on Earth, astronomers, backyard astronomers, real astronomers, physicists, scientists, and anyone else interested in inspecting and trolling the moon. Sorry, something's going on here with the video. Sorry. All right, there we go. So as we look at this, we see great detail. Now, I want everyone to know that, yes, of course, my lens is a little bit filthy. So as we look at the moon right now, we're looking at it in great detail, okay? We're looking at it in crystal clear detail. Yes, there are some smudges on my lens, some hair, some dust. There's nothing you can do to get around that. What I'm shooting with is called the Mad Max. And what the Mad Max is, it's the second largest privately owned telescope in the United States to date. And you can check that out on the Guinness Book of World Records website under Andrew Saporito, aka the Boogie Man. Myself and my wife, Becky Chung, built this telescope by hand. It is 15 feet tall with a 40-inch parabolic dish. And as you can see, it allows you to walk on the moon. We get very close and very personal with what we're looking at, all right? Can everyone see everything quite clear? Can you see this, Karen? All right, so all right, don't worry. I'm going to get into even better detail. Actually, let's what? Yeah, they're probably there. I believe that. I really do. All right, let me show you how capable this telescope is of getting some of the best detail of the moon you've ever seen, all right? So what we're looking at are images taken by the Mad Max, all right, of the moon in great detail. What we've done is we've used a process called image stacking. And image stacking is where you take a collection of, let's just be blunt here, shitty images. It takes the similarities of those images it only keeps the clear stuff and throws away the ugly stuff. So it takes a bunch of ugly images and turns them into a crystal clear image, all right? So as you can see, the images we're looking at now are crystal clear, all right? If there's a building, if there's a craft, if there's an entity or even a footstep in the dirt, we will see it. And in these images, you will see footsteps. Unfortunately, they are not American, they are not Russian or Chinese. They're not even Indian. These are not footsteps made by men that look like us, no matter what color you may be. I don't know what these are, but I truly believe these are holographic images, all right? I believe that these are being projected onto the parabolic dish, which I've already proven is the moon, and passed off as real, all right, for backyard astronomers like myself, all right? Now, if we zoom into certain parts, we can see obvious buildings like here. We can see pyramids. We can see crafts. We can see all sorts of ambiguous type objects. I mean, it's a little strange. Now, if you zoom into a lot of these things, you'll notice that not only is it a crater in the moon, but there's doorways that come out. You can see what looks like battlegrounds, really. Like they're using these things as coliseums on the moon. Some things that people call craters aren't even craters because they're going outward and not inward. They're convex instead of concave, if that makes any sense. I mean, look at the crystal clarity of this. Let this be known. Let this be proof to you that the moon is not round. I mean, look at that. There's nothing round about this image. We're looking at the sides of the moon, the outer edge, and there's nothing round about it. These images are absolutely gorgeous, and I'm patting myself on the back for taking them because this is a collection of over 10,000 images all put together in order to make these crystal clear pictures you're looking at now, all right? And not until that we zoom into them at 1,000% do you start to see pixelation. You can see crafts, you can see buildings, you can see anomalies out the wazoo. And I'm here to tell you guys, the moon is not what you think it is, all right? There's nothing indented about this crater right here, all right? Most of these craters, in fact, stand outward instead of go inward. So when you hear the phrase, oh, all craters on the moon are the same depth. No, all craters on the moon are fake. They're all landed parabolic dishes on the moon. And those parabolic dishes were used in order to fake things like stars and holographic projections of sorts. Let me show you one more video that's going to just blow your mind, all right? This will be the last video, I promise. There we go. All right, we're going to watch this video, and then we're going to carry on, all right? Here we go. Let's skip forward.
Is a standard picture.
All right, we've already watched this. All right.
Now it's starting to show up. Entire quarter to that is invert. No, look. Into my lines here. Clips and imagery that I've collected through recording myself, as well as some screenshots that I've found online through Sky Surveys. Now, if there is any question of the raw and deck of any of the images that we'll be looking at here, you just need to look at the top left corner and you will see the raw and deck, the information that you need in order to find this exact information on Aladdin Light. That is the exact Sky Survey that I used in order to find all of this information. This video is dedicated to the Book of Enoch and the exact and literal mechanics of the universe around us. We are going to take a look at a lot of pictures that prove the track system, the tether system, and a lot of the lenses and fake stars and the fake moon and Bucky balls and all sorts of craziness that nobody would ever believe in a million years unless they saw this information, read the Book of Enoch, and recorded it themselves. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set you up so that all you need to do is do your own information, do your own research. In this video, we are going to cover some amazingness, some strangeness, guys. Look at the imagery I'm showing you right now. We are seeing all sorts of ghost images, maybe reflections, or maybe even holographic projections of the moon, the stars, and surrounding celestial objects. Look at this. It's Bucky Ball season, baby. Now, you know I'm the king of Bucky Balls. You know that I've been pushing Bucky Balls all up in your mouth.
Now, in case anyone is not familiar with what a Bucky Ball is, what a Bucky Ball is a collection of aerogel. Now, this is just a theory, but it's a theory that's backed up with a lot of video and image proof, all right? A Bucky Ball is something that looks like an egg, right? But it has a hole in the center. It acts like a holographic projector of sorts, all right? It can either act as a star, just a glowing luminary in the sky, using nothing more than an infrared laser to illuminate it, or it can actually holographically project an image of great detail out the front of it. For example, that image could be something like Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, or even the moon, all right? Bucky Balls are capable of amazing things, all right? But what you're looking at here is not only a Bucky Ball, but it's a satellite dish of sorts that is being used in order to holographically project something in the sky. Now, as you can see, the background of this satellite, you can see stars shining through it, meaning this might be some sort of beam focuser, or it may be made out of aerogel itself because it is, well, it's see-through. Now, I just wanted to tell you that so you can carry on.
Your chin for a long time, and it's not going to stop. What do you call a Bucky Ball that's on your chin? I don't have a punchline for that. It's filthy enough as it looks. Guys, this is the confirmation we've been looking for. These are the Bucky Balls that not only have I caught, but these are from reliable sources like Aladdin Light, like Google Sky, like insert name here. You tell me. Because, guys, my theory of Bucky Balls and how they are pushing the fake alien invasion as well as fake space, all right? Now, there's a lot of you out there that have always thought that he's crazy. He's insane. There's no track systems on the moon. There's no track systems on the sun. There's no gears and cogwheels and things of this nature. But how is it that the Book of Enoch, a 12,000-year-old book, if we had to date it, seamlessly corroborates everything that we've found on our own through our own research, and independent researchers that are related with our channel have found the same things that are talked about in the Book of Enoch, the literal mechanics of the sky and the universe around us. Please explain this to me. Tell me how this could possibly be possible. Now it's time to move on to the track systems. As you can see, Bucky Balls are not only tethered to these track systems, these said track systems that so many people have argued with me about, but here it is, proof positive, track systems, tether systems, and Bucky Balls running the holographic simulation of the stars and the universe around us. Guys, this is not a channel where you're going to find a lot of lies. I'm not the kind of guy that sits around and talks bullshit in your ear. I'm the kind of guy that's going to give you the honest to God truth, no matter how scary or how preposterous it might sound. What you're seeing now is nothing but lensing systems around fake buckyball lights in the sky, pretending to be stars, planets, suns, moons, and you name it. How can the rays of stars give shadows on themselves? It's not possible, not unless they're projecting straight from a buckyball, from a lensing system. Now, what we're looking at now is a very beautiful image of the moon taken from my Celestron Edge HD 1100, which is an 11-inch parabolic dish. I captured the imagery through just a cell phone. I believe it was my Samsung Active X. Now, we are taking a look at infrared video of the track system that we've caught from behind the moon. Now, I've already shown you the moon through sky surveys.
Now, please notice that this track system that I'm showing you now, this big, thick black line, is going behind the moon, behind clouds, and behind any shrubs or trees that are in its foreground.
Taken from Aladdin Light, proving that this track system is there, but this is just more proof on top of what I've already been telling you. There is a track system holding this fake holographic moon in orbit. Now, anyone that's been following the channel for a long time already knows my feelings on this. This isn't something I was born and raised to believe, okay? This is not something that I woke up one day like, oh my God, man, I believe in the holographic universe and everything around us is fake. No, I went out and I spent a small fortune on optical equipment, telescopes, lenses, cameras, infrared photography equipment, things of that nature. I did modifications to said camera equipment, and through a very vast amount of research, it's when I came to the conclusion that everything around us is indeed a holographic projection. Now, when I say holographic projection or simulation, I'm not telling you that there's a big projector here on Earth just beaming it into the sky. Now, that is a possibility, all right? Anything's a possibility at this day and age. I've found so many anomalies in the world from my research on HD video and photos that I now truly believe that anything is possible. Anything is possible. Fairies are possible. Giants are possible. Anything that you read in the Bible is a possibility. And I believe that these are the end times, or at least we're getting to the reset, the big reset that everyone's been discussing and theorizing about. I believe that these times are upon us, that the times of Noah are quickly approaching. Now, not only did I show you infrared video of said track system, but I have included other videos here. Other video clips here to show you that I've caught the same said track system in multiple formats on different days with different cameras and with different videography equipment. So take it or leave it. This is my 2 cents. This is what I'm presenting today. But know that everything that I've been presenting, I have included the raw and deck, the latitude and longitude information of the sky so that you too could do your own research. And I urge you to never trust a word that I say, anything that comes out of my mouth. Do your own research, come up with your own conclusions, come up with your own possibilities, and understand that when you enter this research, when you enter this work, that you should do so with an open mind, an open heart, and know the possibilities that you know nothing. You have no idea what's going on top of your head. Your only source of information would be NASA, okay? And let's not forget that NASA was created back in the 1950s and 60s by Nazi SS scientists, okay? We're talking about Werner von Braun and a few of his buddies during Project Paperclip. Now, a lot of people don't know this. So stepping into this, you need to understand that your number one source, your only source for your information, your education about the universe and the world around you was based off a lie, was based off of people who were evil, straight up and down. If you're a believer in angels and demons, as I am, then you'll understand that there were two super demons at the helm of NASA's creation. Wernher von Braun was not only the godfather of the V2 rocket and the Saturn V, he was also the head scientist during the Apollo faked man-moon missions, all right? He's the guy that's been feeding us lies along with the super propagandist, Walt Disney, working together, feeding you the lies about space that you never contemplated before until seeing those sorts of films that were straight propaganda. So knowing that your basis for this knowledge was essentially a lie to the American people and a lie to the world, knowing that moving forward, you should fully understand that anything that you've ever learned in your life, it too was also based off of lies. So come into this research with open minds, open hearts, and the understanding that anything is possible, and you too could essentially come up with the same outcome that I did, the same understanding that everything I thought I understood about the universe around us has all changed, that everything is a friggin' lie. So go ahead, check it out. Like I said, don't believe a word I say or a word Becky says or anything that you see on our blog or on our channel. Go out, make the best investment you could ever possibly make by buying a good camera, one with a manual focus, not an automatic focus, but a manual focus. Play around with focal lengths, focal depths, different lenses, macro focuses. You've seen us uncover things about the moon using microscopes, guys. And if
Notice how the black line, it's going behind the tree that's in front of it in the foreground. I just wanted to point that out, and I'm sorry. Carry on.
If you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, go back into our video archives and learn it for yourself. There's a lot of research to be done here. Now, you can believe every single solitary word that I'm saying, or you could be smart about this and you could take it into account, everything that I'm saying, and you can go out there, start your own research, start your own channel, and start to do these simple experiments.
Notice how the black line is now going behind the clouds. Just another thing I wanted to point out. Carry on.
Things like buying a telescope and a manual focus camera, one with a very decent lens, one that does not rule what you see by using an automatic focus, but using one that allows you to use a manual focus. Focus things in different ways, not the ways that you're told, but focus them in ways that you feel look right to your eye. When you focus objects, things like stars, planets, the sun, the moon.
Let's get back to the screenshots of the sky survey. Here we go.
What you're going to see is nothing more than amazing, strange.
Ah, sorry, another commercial.
I have something.
Make sure to cut this out.
Anomalies caught by, not yours truly, caught by a third source, caught by people like Aladdin Light. It is a
This, what you're looking at, is a ghost image of a satellite out in orbit, a holographic projector that's not being used. As you can see, it's made with some sort of aerogel material, and you can see through it. Notice the square in the middle with all of, that's correct, yes. And there's a lot of people that don't know this, Karen, but when you're in an airplane sometimes, and you try to look up, you can't see any stars out the window. But if you look down, what you think you're seeing are cities, because you're seeing a lot of dots and stars and lights. Well, a lot of times I think that those lights that you're seeing are actually stars. I think the stars are just above the clouds, somewhere around 30,000 to 50,000 feet up. I don't think that they're distant galaxies that are, you know, distant suns light years away. I work Yeah, I work with advanced optical equipment, and I know better than anyone else, my optical equipment, no matter how powerful it may be, cannot look light years away. I don't care how big something is or how bright something is. I'm not going to be able to see it if it's light years away. Yeah, look up the specs for P900, and what is it? Yeah, bullshit. And it goes even with telescopes. They say that if you ever want to see any planets or stars, you have to have your telescope on what's called the infinity setting. But if you adjust that infinity setting to something more realistic, you get a lot different results. And I mean a lot of different results. Things that aren't what we've been taught. We're seeing more like artificial lights in the sky with lensing systems in front of them. But try to show those to people that are brainwashed. Don't you forget, I've got a 15-foot telescope with a 40-inch parabolic dish. I can see really far out there. And even I can't see light years away with that telescope, okay? So if you've got yourself a P900 or a P1000, you've got a 3,000 millimeter equivalent lens. There's no way you're seeing even more than 100 miles away, all right? Just so you know, just so the listeners know, get that through your head. You're not seeing more than 100 miles away. I don't agree with that, because you're looking through the same atmosphere, whether you're looking across the land or you're looking out in space. It's the same atmosphere. Maybe, but just watch the next few screenshots that I take, and you tell me if you agree with that after you see this, all right? Because I believe we've caught a lot of proof here that there are some man-made structures out in low Earth orbit that are obstructing our views. Things like literal cloths and fabrics and things that stop us from seeing things we're not supposed to see. So just sit back, relax. This video is not much longer, and then we'll talk a little bit more about this, all right? Here we go.
A French sky survey company. It's run by an observatory who is not run by some sort of government. This is an independent observatory who's giving you nothing but unedited, unfiltered, unadulterated truths about the universe over your head. Now, I understand that people like yourselves probably aren't out there like people like me and Beck and people like Aladdin Light or other independent observatories that sit there and film the skies over your head. I get it. It's a full-time job. And if you have a full-time job, then you already have enough work. If you have kids, then who's got the time? You know what I'm saying? So leave it to people like me to show you things like this, where you can actually see buckyballs and other simulated objects, things that run the simulation and the holographic universe around us, being transported on track systems, said track systems that I've been told a million times I was crazy for absolutely believing. But here it is, proof positive, guys. If that's not a track system, then how do you get trails off an object before they've even created them? Look at this. So here's a buckyball with,
and look at this image. Not only is this a track system, but you can actually see the chain links that it takes in order to travel through the sky. It's insane. You can't make these sort of things up. Watch this next stuff.
A track system in front of it and behind it. That can't be a motion trail. That can't be a motion blur.
This is a track system that actually has a fish plate. It's broken in the middle. This is insane.
When it hasn't even gone down that path yet. Now, blame it on anything you want to, but
this is a lensing system in front of a buckyball that you can actually see breaks in the lens itself, where it's been hammered by whatever, asteroids, meteors, satellites, debris. That is not a lens flare. That is a lensing system in front of a buckyball that has been broken, period, end of story. There is no argument or conversation to be had here.
Here's a bunch of lensing systems with cracks all over them. That's how we know they're lensing systems. Now, if that was nothing more than a lens flare, why would there be cracks or breaks in the lensing system itself? It's just not possible. Yes, there are other things up here, like, let's call them UFOs, because they are unidentified flying objects, or at least unidentified moving objects. But there is just never-ending anomalies in these images. I've never seen anything quite like it. You can literally see tethered systems.
This here is a track system that's not only broken, but it ends. I mean, come on, guys. What could this possibly be? This is a track system with the same chain links, right? That something would travel down, except for we found the end of it. We found where it breaks. It is no longer in commission. It's broken and non-operational. Insane.
Attaching themselves from the track system to the object for which they are trying to control. You can see breaks in the skies, different colored breaks in the skies. So it seems to me, after looking at these images, that not only are there simulated objects that help to run this holographic universe of sorts, but they're even, in a way, faking the actual black of the sky, the nighttime sky. And then there's objects like this that are giving off more light flares than they possibly should or possibly should be able to. It's not even possible. I mean, look at all of this proof, guys. It's amazing. But I'm sure you're probably pretty tired of hearing my voice by now. And then look at this one. The same track system carrying multiple Bucky balls down the same path. So in this video, I leave you with this amazing clip. Now, a lot of you have already seen this, but I feel as if you can't see it enough. What we're looking at is the moon. Well, we're looking at whatever it is that's behind the holographic canopy or projection image of the moon. Now, in this video clip, what I've done is I have zoomed in and zoomed out and adjusted the focus and adjusted the brightness and the contrast in order to show you that it is what I'm saying it is. I am showing you that this is not only the moon that you see in the sky on a full moon night, but what I'm showing you when I focus past that holographic image is the humongoid Bucky ball, and I'm just going to stick with that term, Bucky ball, because it's a Fullerene Buckmeister or a Bucky ball or a Buckmeister. It's got a lot of different names, but my theory is that these Bucky balls are created from some sort of aerogel material, see-through or sometimes a metallic finish of sorts. And what they are filled with gas. They keep themselves afloat through a lighter type of gas than oxygen, whether it be hydrogen or maybe even nitrogen. And what they do is they float in the sky, and when they're hit with some sort of infrared laser beam, they can either just take on light or emit an immense light source if they're trying to fake something like a star, or if they're filled with some sort of actual image, they will project that image from outside, from the front of the object, and can show you something like the moon or Saturn or Jupiter or Neptune, or an object, a celestial object that has detail in it. Now, I've been kicking this theory to you guys for way too long. I've also been showing you proof of this theory for way too long. Guys, I can't say it enough. There are track systems out there. There are Bucky balls out there. There are holographic projection plates out there. A lot of quote-unquote buckyballs that I was showing you in the screenshots during this video, you'll notice had some sort of X shape on them. What I believe those to be are some sort of parabolic dish, all right? Now, the X part is what's holding the holographic projector, which would then beam onto the parabolic dish itself, so that whoever it was viewing here from Earth would see this holographic projection. From no matter what viewpoint they were at, it was going to give them a first-person view of said projection or image. Now, that's the reason why when we're looking at this buckyball here, no matter how I move the camera, the center always centers itself to the viewer's eye or to the camera. I know this sounds complex, but it really isn't. It's not that complex. Now, the brown marks that we're seeing around the blue center of this buckyball, I believe to be burn marks from the hot infrared heat given off, or UV heat given off when giving said projection. That's really all I have to say about this, guys. If you want to see more proof of these buckyballs in action, you know what? You came to the right place. But you're going to have to go do your own research by watching some older videos where we break down buckyballs much more complex. This is just not that type of video, but hopefully you enjoyed what you saw. Hopefully this gets you started on the right path.
All right, guys. So we have covered a lot so far, right? We have covered the fact that the moon is flat, that not only is it flat, but it's capable of holographic projection, right? I've shown you the most high definition images you could possibly ask for of the moon itself. So as you know, my equipment is top notch. All right. So don't question that part. Don't question the fact that the moon is a sphere or a disc, because obviously it's a disc. It's not a sphere. I have proved that the moon is a concave object capable of accepting holographic images and showing them to any viewer from here on Earth on a first-person perspective. We can look at a ton of other strange things that I've caught on the moon if you'd like to. Oh, please. Shrouding Earth. All right, look. So all you have to do is search Van Allen probe spot man-made object shrouding Earth. And make sure that you choose the one that's from NASA, okay? Now, this barrier is on the NASA website, the NOAA website, the DOD, DARPA, Harvard, Caltech. It's on all of the Ivy League school websites. Now, this is a scientific white paper where they all use the same word, impenetrable, okay? And what they're saying here in this video is that there is an object, a man-made shrouded barrier that's the entire way around the Earth, around 400 miles out, right around the Van Allen radiation belts, just in front of the Van Allen radiation belts, which is the firmament, the same firmament that's talked about in Genesis, all right? Now, this is science that finally caught up with religion, all right? And so this is one, in my opinion, one of the most important articles I've ever read, all right? Now, of course, NASA has to come up with a reason why this man-made impenetrable barrier exists, and they blame it on VLFs and ELFs, but they call it the outward extent of the VLF bubble corresponds almost exactly to the inner edge of the Van Allen radiation belts, a layer of charged particles held in place by Earth's magnetic fields. Dan Baker, director of the University of Colorado's Laboratory for Atmospheric and Space Physics in Boulder, coined this lower limit the impenetrable barrier, all right? Now, I don't know about you, but there's only one way to describe the word impenetrable. There's only one definition. It means cannot be penetrated, all right? So if you've ever had a fucking prom date who said she's impenetrable, guess what? You're not getting none, All right. So, guys, the firmament is real. All right. So I believe that there's a lot of stars that are painted basically inside the firmament. There's a lot of stars that are painted in between the firmament. But then I also believe that there's a lot of man-made stars on track systems around Earth. All right. These are the ones that are there to simulate the world around us, simulate the universe. All right. So please know that there is much science backing up exactly what I'm saying here. All right. And if you need any other proof about the firmament or you need to understand it, go to our website. It's called forthewoke.com. All right. That's the number 4, THEWOKE.com. Under FAQs, you can go to what's called the Wiki Woke section. All right. You can go to a place called the firmament, the Wiki Woke firmament. And here we talk about what the ancients thought about the firmament, the idea of the firmament, the science behind the firmament, and proof of the firmament. All right. Now, when I say proof of the firmament, I'm talking about sky stones, stones that hold over 70% worth of oxygen, pure oxygen inside of a stone. Now, that's what makes this so amazing, because physicists, scientists, chemists have never been able to concentrate oxygen over, and this is just a guess, but I believe over a 50% limit. These sky stones, which seem to be falling from the sky, are 70% pure oxygen, right? So in my opinion, these are pieces of the firmament. This is what makes up the blue of the sky, all right? Now on this page, forthewoke.com/FAQ/woke/wiki-woke-the-firmament, you will find everything you need to know about the firmament itself. The firmament is talked about in Genesis, all right? It's talked about in many other places inside of the Bible, but essentially it's talked about in Genesis 1.6. I'm sorry, chapter 1, verse 6. The firmament, all right, was also mentioned on Werner von Braun's headstone, Psalms 19:11. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament sheweth his handiwork, all right? Now, this is Werner von Braun, the SS general, the SS scientist brought over by Operation Paperclip, the godfather of the V-2 rocket. This is also the founder of the Saturn V rocket and the guy who supposedly put two men on the moon and brought them back safely, which we all know is a crock of BS, all right? But there are 13 astrological symbols, all right? The 13th is called Ophiuchus. Now, this is a picture of Ophiuchus, which, in my opinion, appears to be a crack in the firmament itself, all right? So, yes, there are a lot of stars out there that are made by our Creator. There are a lot of stars out there that are on track systems and made by scientists or taken over by scientists here on Earth. Guys, this rabbit hole goes deep, and I'm talking deep, all right? So if you don't know about the firmament, come to this website, come to this page and learn all about it. Learn about Operation Fishbowl and Operation Dominic, where they tried to send high-altitude nuclear bombs into the sky, into the ionosphere, and blow up the firmament. Whether they were successful or not is beyond me. All I know is it was an attempt, because when you found out that you were an ant in an ant farm, you wanted to get the hell out. That's why. You wanted to know what the hell was on the other side. When you realized that God existed and he was real and the firmament sheweth his handiwork, you wanted to reach heaven. That's why. Wouldn't you agree? Well, yeah, I mean, think about it. Okay, so here you are with unlimited amounts of money, right? You can print the stuff. And so you find out that there's this thing called the firmament, 400 miles out, right inside the Van Allen radiation belts, right? And you find out this is an impenetrable barrier, a barrier that cannot be penetrated. I don't care what your definition of impenetrable is. There's only one definition of it. It means cannot be penetrated. As a man, as a human, as an inquisitive species, you are going to want to know if you can get through it, all right? This is the first satellite image ever taken of the Earth, and look at the size of the hole in the North Pole. I mean, get out of here. No way, no how. I don't buy it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot more to what we've been taught, guys, and together we're going to figure out what the hell those questions are and what the answers to them are as well. This page has everything you've ever wanted to know about the world around you. You have got a lot of work. You need to relearn the universe around you, how it works, how it functions, and who set it up. God is real and NASA's trying to hide him. All right? Plain and simple. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you, and I'm not going to apologize for my beliefs in religion and a divine creator. All right? There was a divine hand in the creation of this matrix that we live in, this matrix that we call reality. He exists. He's beautiful. He is pure light and love. But he allows us to take our own direction, our own path, our own choices. Unfortunately, they all lead to the same destiny. All right? Everyone has their own destiny. This is where religion and science differ, okay? And I'm sorry, I don't mean to bring up religion on your channel, but guys, this is why everything is happening. This is why religion and science, why state and religion, why church and state had to make separation. Because this was the first step in hiding our creator, all right? When they found out about the firmament, when they found out that the firmament could not be penetrated, well, guess what? They had a big job in their hands, all right? So this is what the ancients thought about the firmament, all right? They thought that it was an actual shroud that held the stars, held the moon, held the sun, and they never mentioned any of the planets anywhere in Genesis. When it talked about creation, and it talked about how they created man and beast and water and the earth and the sun and the moon, it never once talks about Saturn or Jupiter or Mars or Venus or Neptune. It doesn't talk about any of those. It only talks about the luminaries, which we all know are the stars. And in Hebrew also translates to angels. So there's fallen angels, there's righteous angels. You choose your side, because there is a biblical board game going on right now, right in front of your face. And you personally need to pick a side, because the battle's real, the struggle's real, and this is the information I'm providing today. So take it or leave it. This is my 2 cents. I love all of you, all right? So please, if you get a chance, join us at forthewoke.com. That's another thing is, check out our podcast library. We are now on iTunes. We're on Google Podcasts. We're on Spotify. We are on all of your favorite podcast networks. I believe it's 47 different podcast networks to be exact. We're all over the place. You can reach us at the Boogie Man Channel YouTube. All right. That's BOOGIE space MAN channel. The Boogie Man Channel, not just Boogie Man Channel. All right, right on YouTube. Sorry, I'm misspeaking over and over again. Anyway, thank you so much for having us tonight, Karen. We love you. We love being on your program. I'm going to air this on my channel as well, and I want everyone to know, guys, that unfortunately, Karen and Patricia, who run the Sun and Moon Family United channel here on YouTube, have been under attack from the YouTube and Google censorship campaign that has been happening nonstop, to the one of the best and most important platforms here on YouTube alone, which is the Sun and Moon Family United platform, which allows people like me to come out and spew my research and my findings, my beliefs without interruption. All right. These kind of get-togethers are so important. All right. If they take those kind of things away, if they jeopardize that kind of truth, guys, we are headed down the wrong road. Next thing you know, it's a one world government, a one world currency, and religion's out the door, and who knows what's else. It could be disaster, all right? But thank you so much for having us, Karen. Do you have any closing remarks, statements, or would you like to spit in our face? Thank you, thank you. And I'm sorry if I talk too much or too loud. I'm Italian, my last name's Saporito, and it's just, even as a baby, I cried too loud, and I still do. So it's just the way it is. I love you.
I thought I heard her say stuff, but I couldn't hear.
I couldn't tell if it was feedback or not.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Sure.
Anyway, I think we had a great show. I do want to say goodbye. Join us on Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest. Where else are we?
We're everywhere.
We're
everywhere. I
everywhere.
think you named all of them already.
Yeah, just type in the Boogie Man Channel and you will find us. Get connected with us. We have a Discord after party following every live show that we do, which is Friday and Saturday nights from 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Rain or shine, guys. And we're in South Florida. It rains a lot and it shines a lot. So promise me, or I promise you, we will be there. We're always doing live broadcasts, and then we do an after party afterwards. And the after party is a collection of free thinkers, theologians, creative minds, and the likes. It's beautiful.
I think she's.
Are you talking, Karen? I'm sorry. I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
It's weird because we get this like feedback, like I could almost hear you,
Yeah.
so I wasn't sure. So, all right, thank you guys so much.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
You
goodbye.
say something.
I did say something. I said
All
thank
right.
you for watching. Goodbye.
Thank you for watching, guys. We love you. Take care. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch our research and my ramblings. I love you. We'll see you soon. Join us, subscribe, share. It's the only way to overcome this censorship campaign that's happening in your face, live on YouTube, on Google, and beyond. Guys, it's a disaster. Help us by spreading the word. Forget donations, forget monetary, forget ad revenue, forget all of that. If you want to help out right now, share these types of videos. Send them to a friend. Put them on your social networks. Tell people to watch these videos. They need to understand the realities of the universe around us, and let's learn them all again together, okay? We love you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.